Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, we're doing something a little bit different. Sometimes when we record podcasts, it's mostly about a particular subject. Sometimes I like to get people together and have a good old chinwag, just chat about stuff. Sometimes there's the times we sit down to record specific podcasts and it just turns into a bit of a chat. So sometimes we end up with like bits where we're like, well, we'll cut that bit off or things like that. So I realised that we were missing what I like to call good content. So we started turning it into a thing. So yeah, this is our first one of those. Gonna call it the BScast. See if you can work out what the BS stands for. So yeah, this is Cookiecast BScast number 1. This is recording a chair. This is doing this. This is doing this.
Flashing flashes.
Doing this. Paul, you'll be pleased to know that I sent the fourth camera back because it was wrong. It was the wrong camera.
Because you need to find a fourth person to be in these.
So the new camera's on its way.
Is it under the 4K one?
It's the same as.
Of course it is.
So that'll sort of sit here.
Right. What's
for these scenarios.
What's the microphone situation?
So, situation with the microphone is that to record through a USB microphone times 2 is an absolute nightmare. Like Ed sent me this thing, like, I found this thing, you can look it up, you can have a read of this, and it was like
page,
and every sort of break is da-da-da-da-da. It's really hard, but da-da-da-da. And it's still really difficult, and it's like... So basically, you see there, there's the two lines. You have to separate those, because both channels are coming through the one mic.
Yeah.
And what you would do is you separate it out, so one's the top line and one's the bottom line.
Well, I was going to say, so that's Audacity, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've used Audacity before to record an album. As I use that term loosely. We basically made 3 copies.
I think I've seen some video footage of.
There was a copy for each
you
of
in
us.
the studio.
Hey?
You showed me a video of you and James in the studio.
Oh no, that was different. That was me and James. This wasn't me and the band.
All right, go on then. Band.
So when we were at college, me and a couple of mates decided to come up with a band.
Right.
Because them two played guitar, and I was obviously the drummer.
Obviously.
Little drummer boy.
Obviously.
And we called ourselves Rules of Stealth. Because at the time we were all massively into Metal Gear Solid. And,
right.
As you do. And we recorded a few songs that my mate had written. But he didn't
wow.
Didn't fancy himself as a singer. So I had to do the singing.
Singing and drumming?
Singing and drumming. There's only one song that's got drums on it.
Phil Collins?
No, right.
You joke. There's only, as far as I'm aware, there's only one song that's got drums on it because we had to do it at his
Can you
parents'
do
house.
2 things at one time?
No, it wasn't that. It was the fact that we had to do it at his parents' house, and I didn't want to take all of my drum kit because we had to do it in his room, and the full drum kit wouldn't have fit in his room.
The production value on this album is off.
So you just record the drums in isolation?
So the best thing is, so you're recording this with a microphone. We just used Audacity and obviously the speaker that was on the laptop. So it's absolutely terrible.
So the times when I've been like, the audio's unusable. That's what happens. So you have to set Audacity to actually physically use the microphone, because if it does, it defaults to the laptop. It
sounds like you're in a fish tank.
But basically, what I was going to come back to is the fact that you have lines of audio, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's basically you can layer them over the top of each other, but you'd have to record them separately.
Yeah. So together, and that's how you do it.
So we have to have 2 recording lines set up.
The last part before I make this into an MP3 is I merge those 2 lines together. So I clean the audio, get rid of all the background noise, like the fans going at the moment, so that'll disappear and stuff like that. Obviously not Paul peeing, because that breaks through all barriers. And then basically the last part of it before it turns it into an MP3 is to merge those 2 together, and it makes one piece of audio. So yeah,
kids. Cookiecast behind the scenes.
This is a little bit of behind the scenes.
That was just for us. I thought that would get edited out of the football cast.
I was going to say, quick question. How many minutes into the football podcast?
So I
didn't realise,
if it is going to be a record. It could be a record.
Is that 4 minutes? Closing in on 4 minutes?
Just coming up to 4 minutes.
Yeah!
Yay!
James has lost the will to live already. Sam's turned off. Because he's like... No.
Sam's never listened to a single podcast.
Sports Ball cast.
We recorded one the other day, which he won't listen to.
You and Sam recorded a podcast?
Yeah, just like
Nice.
something we've been knocking around, and I got a message from him out of the blue. He's like, "Do you want to do a podcast and then watch Godzilla movie?" I was like, "Yes, I do."
Code for, do you want to come round and...
I could have watched it.
Which
In
one?
fairness, when was this? Was this after Friday?
So specific.
Yeah.
Because we were at the pub on Friday night and we got talking about when with Moviecast.
Dude,
What?
I wasn't at the pub on Friday.
I was not at the pub on Friday.
Oh,
night
so
either.
we weren't at the.
So who's we? Drop stuff in it now in your shit house.
Me, Sam, James, and Shan.
Ooh, we weren't invited.
Yeah, no.
We weren't invited.
But we did say we're looking at starting Moviecast. We'll get to football soon.
I'm trying to think what happened on Friday.
And maybe that should be, maybe it should be themed for the next season.
What, like horror movies or?
Yeah,
Ooh,
'cause
I like
there
that.
was a few, but from the previous one, like the Event Horizon, and Sam's got a load.
Damn
of
right.
I looked.
Yeah.
The other day I was like, what movies have I still got left on my pile of movies? And I was like, fucking Event Horizon still in the wrapper.
Yeah, so we're talking about that, but then we got talking about when the new Godzilla comes out.
Super
Are we all
excited.
watching it together? And Sam was like, yeah, and I was like, we can watch the previous new one. He was like, whoa, hang on. When you say the new one, I was like, oh god. He's like, which of the other 26 ones have I got? Do you mean? And I was like, the weird Bryan Cranston one.
So, on a similar theme, I'm assuming that when the new Avengers films comes out, I'm assuming we're all going to go see that together and then do a podcast covering
Because
that.
I mean, we did it last time. Didn't we?
At this point, I'd agree with Jim. Might need to screw up the audio for these things. So, because we're now 6 minutes into the podcast and we haven't mentioned football once.
But anyway, we got talking on Friday and I was like, oh, we should definitely watch the Godzilla films as a Moviecast group. But now you've gone and done it, just you two.
Me and Sam have been watching. This is like the.
Yeah, I was going to say, which Godzilla film is it? And is it all in Japanese?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
I'm not interested in that
Is it like...
Oh, it's Rubber Suit Godzilla. Rubber Suit. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's fucking brilliant. We watched Godzilla Final Wars, which is like a 2016 Godzilla. I think like the original Godzilla goes way back to at least the 50s. I think like 54 or
I have a question, and I know he's not here to defend himself, but why does Sam like such fucking shit, terrible movies?
one. Hipster?
Yes. That is it. That is the
Ultra
answer.
hipster.
Yeah.
King of the hipsters.
So yeah, we watched Final Wars, which is utter bonkers. Like proper, like it's like Godzilla fights all of the monsters, but in between that, there's like the Japanese actors doing like, oh, let's do a bit of story, but like the story's like it's just out there. There's a motorbike chase.
Well, this is what...
This sounds like a monster version of porn or something, where there's like all the action, then a weird story, like linking it together. Right?
What I was going to say, that's what... So I went to go see the Godzilla remake, if you can even call it that, when it got released at cinema, what, 3 years ago,
I
maybe?
think Sam said
2016?
Yeah.
So I went to go see it. And I was confused instantaneously
Because it's a Godzilla film and Godzilla's not in it.
No, it was a Godzilla film where Godzilla is the hero.
So
Well, Sam says it's a bit
yeah.
sometimes yes, sometimes he
So the
isn't.
one we watched the other day, Godzilla was well and truly the bad guy. Like basically, is Godzilla a dick in this film? Yes or no? So in the Final Wars,
Once again, welcome to
the football
podcast.
I'm definitely leaving all this in.
It's just 10 minutes of gold.
We might get 2 podcasts out.
In the Final Wars, he was like the good guy. Because all the monsters were released, and they were like, let's get Godzilla to kick the shit out of all the other ones.
See, Sam was explaining this to me because he was saying it's a bit hit and miss depending on what Godzilla fancies, whether he's like the hero or the villain. But he's like, even when he's the hero, he's the
He's still a
hero
dick.
though, because he's saved like these dudes, but he's like destroyed like half of the continent to do so.
Yeah.
Does that make him the hero?
Oh, yeah, that's the point. So, in all these superhero movies,
Yeah.
obviously I get the point that they have
That
to
you've
put-
definitely all watched.
I've definitely seen every single one of them.
Yeah.
Is it loads of?
So, they always say they can't reveal their true identity, mainly because they get sued for all the collateral damage that they've caused.
Does he?
Why do you never see the rebuilding process of the sea?
It's like you don't see in films people going for a shit, Paul.
But it's
Why do you never see just a guy just on a bed giving blood?
It's The Incredibles,
Yeah,
isn't it? And The
or
Incredibles-
sleeping.
That is the story of The Incredibles. The Incredibles get sued right at the beginning of the film. The Incredibles get sued
Spoiler alert!
as being
I haven't seen The
superheroes,
Incredibles.
I've seen bits of it.
and the collateral damage. So so superheroes get outlawed.
Right, okay.
I know this one. I watched it the other day,
Of course you did.
and then I watched the second one. The second one's fucking brilliant.
In the stack.
It's over there. Great film. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, it just confused me because obviously I'd seen the classic Matthew Broderick film, and to me that is Godzilla. So I got confused.
I think the
because-
best thing that because we talked about that one the other night as well, and the best thing I could come up with that one is soundtrack.
I was
It's
going to
good.
say, I knew you were going.
So it's got
Jimmy
Jimmy-
Quai.
I was going to say it's got Jamiroquai on it, and
That's it.
P. Diddy.
I was going to say U2, but I was like, they did Batman, didn't they? What was it? Kiss Me, Kill Me, Thrill Me, or whatever it was called.
I don't know. I make it a rule not to listen to you two.
U2 have got some good songs, but Bono is still a twat. At the end of the
Say
day.
stuff like that on this.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's an opinion.
okay.
Sorry, Bono
You didn't
might.
say
Bono
I
might,
think Bono.
Bono
you
might
said
not be
Bono
a
is
twat. I have no
Might
idea,
or-
but
might or
I
not be.
the things I've seen, I think he's a little bit
Yeah,
silly.
twatish. And also,
Other opinions of Bono are available.
And also, I've not watched. I'm assuming you two are on one of the earlier Batman films.
What is he on Batman Forever?
If it's going to be a Batman film, it'll be that one. But was that not the one that Seal did? Kiss from a Rose?
I don't know.
Man,
The first 5 Batman films, I'll say, because this is people aren't going to be happy. I can't stand the Keaton ones either. And
So that's
everyone-
Batman and
everyone
Batman
loves it.
Returns.
Yeah, and then there's Forever.
That was
Then
Val
there's-
Kilmer.
That was Val Kilmer.
Batman
Yeah.
and Robin. Was that Clooney?
Clooney.
Was there 3 in that kind of middle part, or was just
No,
2?
there was the 2 Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
Was there
There
only
was
like,
the 1 Val Kilmer, and
then
there was
just-
the 1 Clooney.
Yeah,
Then it was Bale.
Bale. I like the Bale ones.
I've only ever seen the first one.
It's good.
Everyone always says that you should watch I should watch The Dark Knight Rises because
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
It's a bit overhyped for
Obviously.
that, but
That's the Dark Knight.
I was going to say
Dark Knight.
I was going to say The
Yeah.
Dark Knight, and then I
Batman
talked myself out of
Begins.
it. Batman Begins was the first one,
and
wasn't
then
it?
Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises.
So who was it that directed them ones? Was that Nolan?
Chris Nolan.
But Tim Burton did the other
first
ones.
two.
Keaton ones.
So who did the middle 2 then?
Who cares?
Pretty sure there's a Joel Schumacher in there.
Michael's son,
No, it's Mick.
Hucknall.
Right, we
You know,
don't
he
need to
said.
talk
You
about
know, he said.
football
We,
pretty
you know, he
soon.
said. Me and you were potentially just going to do a bullshit cast.
Well,
There you go.
Welcome to episode 1 of bullshit.
Well, we could just
Cast.
carry it on for a bit, and
So
then
should we just do that?
and then after a while,
And then
just stop
so we'll cut
and
this at
start
about
football.
half an hour, and
Yeah.
we'll actually do the football.
Oh, does that mean I get to talk about Bad Driving?
Do it, do it.
I've got a real thing about Bad Driving, but I won't do it now.
Go on.
I've done it on previous podcasts. I think me and Ed did like a 20-minute chat about like me relaying a thing about some really bad driving.
Oh my god! I dropped Sam
check?
off, and then thought, right, I'll go get the coffees.
Get the beers in.
So went back down James Street. Is it James Street that connects? Where the recycling depot is. So went down there.
Getting a lot of lifts home at the moment, is Mr. Mustafa.
Of course he is, because he's timing his leaving the
Well,
office
that's why
to
he
be
lived in the
absolutely
pub with him on
spot on.
Friday.
Because you were giving him a lift up.
Because he was like, "Oh, I'm going home.
I'll go get the bus.
And I was like, "Well, I've got to go meet James. I'm meeting
I've
James
got
in town."
got
No,
to.
I'd already agreed to meet James at. I'll definitely leave at work at 5. I'll meet you in the pub. So,
Did you just go to Pear Tree Farm?
no, Royal Oak, Goodrum Gate. If I was going to Pear Farm, that's not exactly my route to take Sam.
Why can't I picture? Oh,
Next to Slipper.
just run past boys and stuff. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I said, I'm going to meet James. Although I was supposed to leave at 5. I was supposed to get there. No, leave at 5. Left work at 10 to 6.
Sorry,
like
what's
that.
James Panas in leaving office late shocker?
Surely
Surely
so I was like,
not.
yeah.
Surely
Just,
not.
do you want a lift? He's like, yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to turn one
I'm
down.
like, do you want a beer? It's like, it's Friday night. Yeah. Right. So we had some beers and talked about sci-fi for a best part of about 2 hours.
Of course.
Did you do?
Well, I don't know, Paul. What do you think? That sounds like a really good deal.
Sounds like something I'd want to get invited to.
I
yeah.
mean, personally, I'd love to invite.
Unfortunately, you don't work on
This is the thing. You're never going to get invited to stuff on a Friday because you don't work Fridays.
That's why I get penalised for my working time.
Yes,
Right,
this
no.
is your penance.
But
for
if I say, come to the pub on a Friday for a beer, you're going to go,
Don't work Fridays.
don't work Fridays.
don't work
Don't
Fridays.
drink.
Don't drink.
Oh yeah, there is that. As well.
Bit of a problem with
That
that.
one.
Anyway, so back to my stories. I was driving
Yes,
to go
sorry.
to coffees and stuff down
Sorry.
James Street. So I went past Morrison's,
Sorry.
and then I was just like, oh my god! Right, there's the path. Half of it's the path. Half of it's a cycle track.
Yep.
Guy on his bike on the side of the road. I was like, dude, the cycle path's right there. So eventually there's
I
enough...
don't think you can really penalise him
Oh,
for being on the road.
wait,
then.
it gets better. There's enough space for me to get around him. So I have a quick look as if to sort of say, what the fuck, man? Tom Quinn.
Really?
Unbelievable.
How did you
Dumb
not notice?
little bugger.
Why did you need to look? Surely no one else has got that
Because it didn't look like Tom
Did he
Quinn
look
behind.
small?
It looked like a regulation-sized man.
Wow.
Plus,
From really far away.
to be fair, when people are on a bike, you're obviously a bit hunched over, aren't you? So you don't really have the same sort of, frame.
Where the hell was he going then?
I have no idea. This is the thing. I've not texted him yet, but I need to text him and say, "Good cycle," and he'd be like, "Hey, what are you on about?" Because I don't know where he'd been. So he was coming from. He might have been to Morrison's. To be fair, he might have cycled to Morrison's and was cycling back home. It's not that far.
Fair trek, innit?
Not
Go
really.
to Morrison's.
Not really when you think about it. So Layerthorpe, you're pretty much at Morrison's. Layerthorpe to Stockton Lane's not that far.
No, it's straight down as well. And you're on a bike.
Yeah, so you can cut through all the shenanigans and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just weird that it was like I was like annoyed and I was like sort of like sorry, I was like, oh, he's still.
So you.
It's the, I should
I was going to say, add the lens across and just open the door.
I should have ran him off the road or window down, bike wanker, and then just.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I must have told the story before about it. Like when Chev used to cycle to work and I was giving Simon a lift. I think it was on a Friday. I wasn't even working, or it might have been Sam or something. I was giving somebody a lift
That's
to work
dedication
on
to
a
lifts,
day.
that, innit?
Well,
I
you just
wasn't working.
well, were you? Oh, yeah, you did. You used to arrange taking Simon to work on the Thursdays.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. So Chev cycling along down the back road along the back of Asda.
Yeah.
Like,
Sort of, yeah.
so Chev's cycling along there. I'm like, hey, watch this. So I'm like, swerve sort of in, like, ooh, sort of thing. And then carried on round. And then went, Chev will have absolutely no idea that was us. So when you get to work, can you please make sure to tell him that was us and that was just a joke, not somebody just tried to run him off the road.
Or potentially he had no idea it even occurred.
I imagine the conversation would have gone, oh, that was us, by the way, Chev.
Mum, Chev.
What was you?
What was?
Alright, lads. Just here to do another hard day's work.
Can we get Chev in front of the camera?
No, he refuses every time.
Point blank.
And you're
Have
convinced.
you provided alcohol?
Yeah, but he's convinced he would be the funniest person he's ever had on the podcast.
Yes.
I swear.
I agree.
So we had this idea that we were going to splice into every podcast.
Yeah.
No matter what the podcast was, we were going to splice in at any random moment. Like we would be like talking about like footballs and the score was 3-2. And at that point, I'll just go. And now we go over to our foreign correspondent, Chev Decker, Chev Decker, and we just cut in at that point.
Just in doing something weird.
So I said to Chev, I was like,
I'd love it if it was just him in a tux, sat at a desk, just going, "And now the news," or something like that.
so it was going to be like, an example was, it would cut to Chev reading Shakespeare to a duck. And then he'd turn to the camera and be like, You know, nobody knows this, but for all this time, I've had no knees. Go back to reading Shakespeare to the duck, and it cut back to us, and I go, "Thank you, Chester," and we would just carry on. So he wouldn't agree to do it, so that we, like, Chev was like sat over there, and we'd like talk, and then I'd go Chester, and I'd just have a camera on him. So then I was like, right, okay, what we'll do is we'll record.
We're going to record a podcast, Chev, just on the off chance we need to go to you. You just sit in the corner.
Sit in the corner.
So, but the other option I came up with was, Chev,
If he was in there one day, that would be incredible.
can you free up 9 hours on a Saturday so we can record all of your segments
Oh my God.
back to back, and then I can just cut them in, just randomly through, because it wouldn't matter what it was, just throw them all in, and he's still
Just taking Brew York, then getting back to Sam's.
I've
and I've all away with it.
within the last. Trying to work it out now.
What?
Riveting stuff. Within the last 10 days, I've been in the brew hall of Brew York, or the beer hall in Brew York, sampling some of their delicious beers.
Tried the stouts.
What?
The stouts are incredible.
These stouts are incredible.
Yeah.
Had a few tonight by the sounds of it.
The stouts are really good.
Incredible.
I still to this day maintain I've never seen Sam as happy as I saw him.
He's like a pig in muck, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like a kid.
He loves it.
He
loves
skips to the bar.
Like Homer in Chocolate Land. Nice.
He skips to the bar. It's a beautiful sight for a man who just, you know,
Takes no joy
He's
in
a
anything.
misery,
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah, he hates
I
pretty much all.
I got him a sours once that was that sour. It was literally, you know that bit where you give a baby a lemon and they pull the face, but then they go back for more and then they pull the face. He was just like this, drinking a drink, and me and Ed were like,
Some of
this is
the
amazing.
some of the sours in there are pretty good.
I'm not
Particularly
into
sour.
sours.
Nice.
I think it'd just
You've
churn
got
my stomach a bit.
You've got to hit the,
concept.
you've got to hit the right. Nah, beer man. It's the new pretentious thing.
That's why Sam's into it.
I'll tell you something. I am amazed that Simon is not all over that. That to me just screams.
Did you not hear about the night that Sam went to Brew York and Simon was there?
Really? So he keeps it on the quiet.
But Simon was there with his friends.
And Sam was there with his friends.
So the hipster population of York
I was going to say that the
went
hipster
down
off.
and just zeroed in on
Wow.
one location. I mean, Brew York is the single most hipster place in York.
Is it?
The Spark? That's got to be up there.
I didn't feel
Although I
hipster
went
when
to
we were there.
what the hell was it called? Something club. Something, not Cozy Club, somewhere further up Warmgate, Social Club. Something.
Warmgate Social.
Yeah.
Isn't that where all the studios go?
Of course it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, when...
It's a snazzy looking place though. I've walked past it. On
We
the way
went,
to
in,
Sam's.
we went upstairs in it on.
Yeah.
I was on a pub crawl with Emma, Gotti, Tom, a
Doesn't
couple
narrow
of
it
others.
down, does it? It's like when he says it at a wedding.
Day ended.
That is
Why?
correct. I can be hired as a professional wedding guest. I have been to that many in the last year.
If you had to estimate, let's say 52 Saturdays in a year, what are we thinking? 48?
I was at 6.
6 weddings in a month.
At weddings and stag do's together.
Oh,
How many
shit,
weekends a year does
no.
that take you out? Or
Last-
was last
last-
year just a big one?
Last year was just everyone basically got married at the same time. So yeah, there was basically
It was
10, at least
no
10
different.
weekends were taken up by stag do's or weddings.
Wow.
In the month of March.
Incredible.
Popular lad, what can I say?
Yeah. Anyway, that place looks a bit smart. I've never been in that.
Yeah,
me and
Warmgate
mate went in
Social.
there. And he was like, "Oh, we've gone here because I can have a beer and you can have a coffee." And I'm like, "All right, that sounds right. Can I have a latte and a schooner of?"
Oh,
And he said this, and I'm like, "It's not a schooner; it's a sailboat." But I'm like, "The fuck is a schooner?"
they do them at Spark as well, don't
Two-thirds
they?
of
2/3
Yeah.
of a pint. It was like, this is the new size. I'm like, that new, I've never heard of it before. So
Basically-
a schooner is the new hipster size of.
I noticed schooners when I went to Australia. To be fair,
So-
so I don't know if it
It's
that was
basi-
years ago.
Yeah, it probably is. So it's a thing of the craft beer scene. So basically, because you get a lot of craft beers where the percentage is so high, you're not really supposed to drink any more. Well, you know, it's not that you're not supposed to drink any more, but they're best served in thirds or halves.
So this is it when we went to Brew York, and it was like, I'm having a third of this for £19.
No, in fairness, apart from some of the guest ones, whereas you're getting a third or it's super strong, they're not that bad. Like £2 for a third.
Right? I think
which
I think
still makes sound expensive, but when you consider that they're like 3 times stronger than the normal beer,
you're not meant to be drinking pint after pint of them. Like, so there's a 10.5% Imperial Stout, Tonkoko.
That is my favourite.
So Imperial. So they do 3 brands of it. They've got regular Tonkoko.
Is there an
Emperor Tonkoko, and then they've got Imperial Tonkoko.
Yeah.
So the regular one's at about 5.
I don't know. I've only ever been for the Imperial.
Sure.
So you've got the regular.
They do a stronger one that's not Tonkoko.
So
they do another stout that Sam loves.
There's one. So in the House of Tremble Madness bottle shop, you can buy a thing called... Oh, crap. I always forget the name of it. But it's a Brewdog. Or it might be called Imperial Tokyo. And I think it's an IPA. It is 16.5% proof. Oh, sorry, it may not be proof.
And we'll take the paint off the wall.
It is £14 for the bottle. And it's a 330ml bottle. Because the alcohol volume is that high, they have to charge that much for it. Because it's just the cost to make it. They also do another one called...
At Christmas you can get a
Hop
litre of
Shot.
Jack Daniels for like 50
Yeah,
quid.
it's ridiculous. So they do this thing called a Hop Shot as well, which I think is 200ml.
3 litres of like Frosty Jack. Because I've done that before.
Well, we were getting wine for a party or something like that. It was a case of Sauvignon Blanc 4, Pinot Grigio 5, Lambrini
£2.50 for a litre bottle.
Yeah.
It's like, get 2 of them,
just get it in. I've never had Lambrini before. What is it?
It's like
Is it
sweet,
perry?
isn't it?
It's like
no, it's
fizzy-
not perry.
Is it not fizzy
It's wine.
But does it not say on it? Like, I'm sure it says Perry on it somewhere. I'm going to have to Google it now.
It's not fizzy wine.
I like a perry, and I don't like Lambrini.
Right. Because there's Lambrini and then there's Lambrusco, isn't there? And what the fuck's
Lambrusco was the
Lambrusco?
old school one, wasn't it? Lambrusco.
Lambrusco.
Then Lambrini came in for the kids, didn't it?
No, I thought that was always Baby Sham
Baby
and
Sham.
Blue Nun.
Bloody hell, how old are you?
Not that
Blue
old.
Nun's been revamped, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, Blue Nun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Is it a
Lambrini
perry?
is a light and fruity perry.
Is
It
it?
is manufactured by in Liverpool by Halewood International. It was
I'm
first created by the
sorry.
company in 1994. Lambrini dominates the British commercial perry market with a 53.6% market share in the off-trade. There you are, Lambrini. Just a little bit of product placement for you there.
I had no idea it
Lambrini
was...
cast, you say?
I had no idea it was a perry. I thought it was wine. Like wine,
Right,
like
so-
lemonaded up wine.
Lambrini is available in the original, 7.5% ABV.
Yeah.
Lucci, 3.5% ABV. Cherry, peach and strawberry, all 5%. A 2009 study on alcohol sold in supermarkets and off-license in North East England identified Lambrini as the cheapest alcohol in the wine category measured on the price of a unit of alcohol.
But how is it wine if it's perry?
I was going to say though, I was convinced it said
Well, you're always right about everything.
Perry. I mean, don't question me, James, because I will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Basically,
With knowledge.
I thought it was wine.
I mean, I've
can't reach
forgotten the first rule of this is a video podcast, so everyone's just seen me do that.
Yeah, you're nearly there. You see, as far as all of these drink things go, this will be the bit that I will cut out. When I gave up,
The booze.
no,
Yeah.
the others.
Well,
When I gave up other things before I gave up drinking, I was like, I'm out.
sex with men.
I'll see you guys later. I'm done. And then literally that market like exploded with all these like technological advancements. There was like these pipes, and there was like there was machines that you plugged into the wall, and there was also, and I'm like looking from a distance going, fuck me, that looks like a lot of fun. You want to wait until I got out of the business, didn't you? Fuck you guys. So all of these words that you're using, you know, I understand what No, I don't understand what a stout is. I am aware, Guinness,
Yeah.
Murphy's. I understand what a stout is. Nearly all the other words that you were using there, Like I say,
Imperial.
yeah, Imperial.
I think that's just the way that they. So Toncoco is like the.
Is that the brand?
It's
No, well,
no. So it's still
the
Brew York,
brand is Brew York.
but Toncoco is like the equivalent
variation.
of the model. Let's say. So if you do it in cars,
Okay.
Brew York is Ford.
Okay.
Toncoco is like the Escort.
Okay.
And then Imperial or whatever is like whether you've got like an
2.5.
RS or a Poverty
Right.
model or an LX or whatever it is.
That is probably the
Aussie.
that is
Yeah.
probably the best way to describe it. Actually, well done, Jim.
Thanks.
Apology.
I can always bring it back to
But
cars.
yeah, definitely, you're definitely right, bang on the money with it being like pretentious.
I mean, this is it. I mean, I've been out.
You definitely get. So my dad has used the phrase. I quite like this one. This is probably one of the best things my dad's ever come out with. Craft ale wankers or real ale wankers.
Real ale wankers was around a long time. I mean, it's there's been a bit
Don't
of
get
an
me wrong,
explosion.
And my
around
dad
it
loves a pint of real ale, but you get those people that are a bit.
that have to have a real. Oh, I can't go there because they don't serve a real ale. That sort of thing. That was. I mean, I've been out of the drinking game for nearly 2 years, and it does seem like it's another thing that's kind of. I left. I was like, right, I'll see you guys later. And Drinker was like, right, it's gone. Bring out the good stuff. And it's just exploded with this. And then. Obviously I'm going to say it does appear that the hipster infusion into drinking has
for
really
sure.
taken.
But have you not noticed that
For
like
sure.
alcoholic drinks seem to have this sort of period of time? So when I first started drinking more, or what I say started drinking more, when I first started properly sort of like going out and stuff, it was very much the Alcopop phase.
Yeah.
So you had your VKs,
Hooch.
Smirnoff Ice,
Reefs.
stuff like that, Reef. Then they sort of
It's like a reef.
obviously they're still available now, but they sort of
So they rebranded Hooch recently,
yeah.
didn't they?
Well,
Hooch is back.
it just came back.
Yeah.
So even though they're still available, they sort of got pushed to one side, and that's when the fruity ciders came in.
Yeah, I remember the fruit
I
cider.
I fancy myself as like someone who likes a nice cider, and I poo a lot of fruity
yeah,
ciders.
because that will kill you.
Yeah, all right. So maybe I haven't drunk some cider in the last year or so, but I do enjoy ciders and a Perry, which is why I'm a bit disappointed at that. But the fruit ciders, I'm like anything that I would determine has never seen an apple.
So like I was
The
saying,
fruit cider is essentially where does Alcopop stop and fruit cider
like I was
start?
saying, like words and stuff.
Yeah.
Like to me, Lambrini, that's been around for donkey's years. But to me, all this time, I'm like, it's like fizzy wine. Like I kept saying,
it's a
fizzy
cheap
wine,
wine.
fizzy wine. You're like, oh, it's a Perry. I'm like, it's a what?
So a Perry is like a cider, but with pears rather than apples. So this is another thing that irks me when people refer to pear cider. Are you going to call me out on that one now?
No,
as well?
it's the fact that I think Perry is a very loose term, because I always thought it was pear cider as well. But right, yeah, Perry is an alcoholic beverage made from fermented pears, similar to the way cider is made from apples. So you have
So it's wine that's made from pears rather than.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently
but I
it's
don't
not
know if
wine,
it's
but
wine from
it dominates the wine category. So
dominates. Mainly because it's so shit and cheap.
and girls go crazy for it.
Ooh, sexist.
Oh, I'm sorry. When was the last time you saw a man down the
Right, so
pre-drinks Jean Paul?
although Lambrini is not a wine but a Perry, it is marketed more in the style of a wine than a traditional Perry or cider.
I was this old when I found out that it wasn't a wine. Let's put it that way. To me, it's fizzy wine.
Yeah, but it's always,
It's like
but if you
wine
think
cut
about
with
it,
lemonade.
but if you think about it, it's always sold next to wine in the shops. It's never sold
in
next
the wine
to
category.
yeah. It's never next to the ciders.
Or the lemonade.
And in the cider section, they have started doing it more now. But it was never a case of you had the cider section and then you had the pear cider section. They're just in the cider
There
section.
was no division. They didn't draw a line down the middle.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
really-
and then obviously the cider craze sort of is still there, and then that's slowly but surely been
Fucking gin.
We're in gin
well
craze
no,
now,
because
aren't
like
we?
spirits have always had their own sort of thing. So like for a while it was like rum. Rum was about 2 or 3 years ago. Rum was the one.
So this is
now it's been replaced
so
by
like I
gin.
say,
I would
I'm-
say even now you're starting more to get. Maybe it's just the circles I go in now, I suppose. But whiskey seems to be rising.
So give it a couple of years and whiskey will be the new
Yeah.
thing.
I'm that removed from the game that not that game that like Tom loves his gin and Sam loves his rum. And I'm like, to me, going all the way back, like I'm like, I'll have a whiskey. What else would you have? I'll have a whiskey, please. But it was either you're either a beer drinker or a whiskey drinker in that world.
If you play your cards right, son, you do both.
Yeah, I used to be there, but now it's like, Tom likes nice gin, and Sam likes nice rum, and I'm like, as far as drinks are concerned, men drinking like gin and men drinking like rum. Anybody drinking rum. I didn't think rum was drunk. I thought it just lived on a shelf somewhere.
Nah, there's a bit of a craze for the spiced rum.
When we were playing cards, how many people in that room of 7 of us were drinking rum?
So Simon and Trev had bought the bottle.
Well, I would nearly mention this when we were
rum.
talking about his things before, but Simon can't just drink a rum and ginger beer. He's like, can someone make me a dark and stormy? Like, sit down.
Have you never had a dark and stormy before? Let me rustle you one up. Oh no, Simon, come on. Come on now.
And obviously, I don't honestly think, I'm sure he'll watch this, and I don't think he'll disagree. I don't think Chev's fussed. I think whatever you've got alcohol-wise...
in. Do you remember?
Chev, it's paint stripper, mate. Come on.
You do realise
it's got alcohol in, yeah?
Lads, cast your mind back to that evening. This is the guy who at one point had his dark and stormy. He then had a beer, I think, because he'd had one of the communal buds that was in the fridge. And then he was like, what's that whiskey you got over there, lads? Do you want me to pour you a whiskey, Jim? Yeah, go on, just a small one.
What was the 4th drink? Because he had 4 drinks at one
Probably
point.
a cup of tea or something like that.
I don't know whether one of them was mine and it was just brought to me just to be
Have you stopped moving round that drink? Because
to be honest, I am amazed that he didn't hoover the rest of the food that was there, because that's normally his MO.
Chev.
Pretty sure he did.
I don't think he took it all.
There weren't that much left.
There was nothing, there was nothing left.
Controversial, you know.
I think all that was left at the end of the night was a massive bowl of celebrations. But since like 50% of the participants were diabetics,
We don't talk about celebrations.
Well, there was that, and then there was the Christmas party thing. And had he done more food for the Christmas party? I can't remember. So we were all at both.
Yeah.
So for the Christmas party, there was
more vegetarians,
because the idea was that there was going to be like more food and stuff. And I'd said quite early on, I was like, because I was getting tattooed, so I was like, I'm telling you now, of all the Andy never eats or anything, I'm definitely eating.
Because Ed said, I'm not taking any money off Andy. Because he never fucking eats anything.
Yeah, but to be fair, he has got a point. You always turn up to parties and just
brings a packet of crisps. Every time we go to Sam's, you just rock up with a packet of crisps and a couple of bottles of water, and that's it.
It's the same packet of crisps. Right? So it's not the same bag of crisps because they never get open. Well, I bought these. I'll take them home in a few hours.
I've just checked the date on these. They went out of date in 2016.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's not even a joke. That is true. It's the same bag of crisps.
Yeah. Well,
so it's just got to the stage where that's just the running joke.
So I just wonder one day he'll have missed you meat. One day he'll succumb.
But he'll just totally fall off the wagon. Even though he's vegetarian.
I said Sam, I was like, Sam, if you want to watch a movie at some point, that's fine. You put the movie on, I'll bring the popcorn. It's exactly the same. I've been taking the same bag of popcorn to Sam's every time because it's the toffee popcorn.
Right.
So he won't eat it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit there and just eat. So, like the other day...
I don't think diabetics get offended if you eat sugar in their presence.
No, but like you said, I go places I don't really eat this. So I'm like, as you can see. So I've turned up, toffee popcorn, went to Morrison's and bought some other popcorn, which we both sat and ate, like, sweet and salted popcorn like this, like, I'll take the toffee home with me.
But I brought something to Sam's when we did a podcast, and I can't remember what the podcast was. If we go back through it, there was a snack that I brought that just kept getting passed around, and we even brought it up in the podcast. It was like, Jesus Christ, that whatever it was has gone down really well.
Roosters?
No,
It's got to be the jerky.
It wasn't. It was a crisp or pretzel. It might have been. Maybe it was the.
If it was at Emma's, you brought pretzels to Emma's one.
Well, I remember because that got brought up. It was like, was that pretzel from last week? And it was like, yeah. Don't need to talk about it. It's fine.
That was a pretzel.
Have we bullshitted enough there for
Yeah.
you?
Oh, I think we're probably zeroing in on
40 minutes?
nearly 40 minutes there.
Well,
Do you want to start your football podcast?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, now we have to turn everything off to turn it all back on.
BScast, number 1.
BScast
in the
bag.
books.
Do we need to just like take our tops off and just like swizz the hair around?
I'm going to take.
Definitely a
I'm
different day.
potentially to take.
Oh, I'm like, I'm going to take this off. Right, let's stop that there then.
Cheers, guys.
Take it back.
Bye.
So there you go. What do you think of that? BScast number 1 in the bag. Just a little talkie, a mini talkie, some might say. For YouTube watchers, of which there are many, you guys need to be YouTube subscribers so that you know what we've got coming out and coming up. So make that a thing. Click for notifications. I think it's a bell. Everybody should jump over to the Cookiecast.com, check out our website, check out our social media outlets, and check out our email function. Check it out by using it. So yeah, there we go. There's more of these coming down the line, and we'll gather them as we go and then send them out to you, the viewer stroke listener. So yeah, until next time, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you then. Bye.